Hello, everyone. E3 has come and gone once again, and I'm here with my good friend Rob and my good friend who's for the first time on the channel, Steven. Say hello.
Hello.
What's up, guys?
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for your enthusiasm, Steven. Um, we so my new location, my new base of operations has not great internet, so I decided to just put a picture of Keanu for everyone. Um, we tried to record video and it wasn't going well. We were having technical issues. But yeah,
It's podcast time.
yeah, we're just gonna do a little podcast today. So, I don't know about you guys, but E3 kind of wildly exceeded my expectations.
Hmm.
But I think
Yep.
that's because I was going in not really expecting much. I don't know about you guys.
I would agree for the most part, particularly like three. I think there were three really good shows.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. I think so too. For me, it was definitely Microsoft, Square, and Nintendo.
Yep.
What about you guys? Was that your three as well, Rob?
Yeah, that was definitely my three. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna say Bethesda had a good one.
I honestly,
No, I'm pretty sure everybody. Yeah.
you know what? That's how forgettable they were. I didn't even put them in my list. I forgot about
Yeah.
Bethesda.
Oh, that's rough. But I mean, yeah, they really deserve it. They had a garbage showing this year, so serves them right
I mean,
for
it's the
not
same with
putting
EA. Like,
in the effort.
yeah, EA and Bethesda were both pretty disappointing. I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch the PC or Devolver Digital or VR shows.
hmm
I think there was an AMD show as well. There was like a lot of conferences.
I didn't watch
Hmm.
Ubisoft either. I heard that wasn't really very good either.
No, I watched most of that, and it was like it was bookended by two kind of good things, and everything else didn't really interest me at all. Um,
hmm
Yeah. Just
but
from the announced list I'm seeing, it doesn't seem like there was anything that would appeal to me in particular. So I'm kind of with you there. I mean, whatever the two bookend games end up being like, it's kind of okay. But
yeah.
yeah. I guess I want to quickly say, just to kind of chime in on how I felt about E3 as a whole. I think part of what made E3 exceed a lot of people's expectations is that there didn't seem to be that many leaks. And I mean, at the same time, I wasn't looking for leaks, so there could have very well been a lot that I didn't see
Mm-hmm.
um, that make it into the internet. But I didn't really see anything that kind of would have gotten my hopes up or otherwise set them at a level that would have let me and feeling let down later on. I think, yeah, I was just kind of going in blind, had expectations, and came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was the same way. Like I think there was a few leaks right before, like literally 1 or 2 days before. I can't even remember what they were at this point. um, because they weren't really that interesting,
Yeah,
I guess. But yeah, you're right. Like, I mean, part of that could have been because Nintendo tracked that guy down and found out his real name.
yeah, yeah.
But
That was creepy.
a little
Made
bit.
an
But
offer he couldn't.
but I mean, I guess I'm happy that they didn't. I mean, even though it's the means of getting to the end was a little creepy. I mean, I'm still happy they didn't spoil it because there were some
Yeah,
pretty great
totally.
surprises. But yeah, did you guys want to just
it
start?
was a
Sorry.
it was sorry if I could just say it was a good year for like particularly Microsoft and Nintendo, and I mean kind of good that it was a good year for them because with Sony being absent, I think all eyes were on them, you know. So
Yeah, especially because Sony's kind of doing their own thing now. So, yeah, like Microsoft and Nintendo kind of got some more breathing room, and I think it really benefited them. They still had a ton to
yeah,
show, though.
oh
Speaking,
I
yeah,
feel though that it did also set the bar higher for them too. If everybody's expectations and hopes are riding on two companies as opposed to three, there's a lot more chance for there to be a letdown because you don't really know what exclusives might be there to really hype up whichever console you're kind of rooting for. Or if you've got all three of them, then um, I'm not sure where I'm really going with that, but you know what I mean.
yeah,
There's more of a chance to be
like if they had a bad
let.
show, it would have really
it
been
would have
uh
seemed a lot
you
worse,
know
yeah.
yeah, received a
Yeah.
lot worse. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I
Hmm.
honestly think that Sony didn't really need to be there when I think about it, because like Microsoft showed a ton of third-party games that are also going to be on PS4, and
Hmm.
Final Fantasy VII was there, which is going to be a PS4 exclusive, at least when it releases. So
Hmm.
like, there's plenty of to hype
Yeah.
people up who have PS4s, right?
I actually was kind of surprised that Microsoft even really did have a good showing. I feel like for the most part they didn't really knock it out of the park like they needed to. Um, I think James, you brought this up in chat, but they didn't really show much in the way of gameplay. They've only been showing trailers that are CG or whatever else, and that doesn't do much for me in the way of getting excited about something. I'd like to see how a game works before actually deciding whether or not I'd even be interested in it.
That was the biggest.
Furthermore,
Sorry, go
go
ahead.
ahead, Rob.
I was gonna say that it seemed like that was the biggest complaint about E3 as a whole,
Mhm.
from just people, just people that I've videos I've seen and just things I've read about it, is that there wasn't enough gameplay and too much, CGI trailers.
Yeah,
Mm.
it seems to be the way E3 is going, though. I don't know if it's just that, like, they have found that those 2 or 3 minute trailers do better on YouTube and they get people more excited. Like, not necessarily the people who are, like, gaming enthusiasts who are, like, always following the news, but, like, people outside of that who kind of only follow E3 and then they don't really pay attention to gaming news the rest of the year, right? So, I mean,
Hmm.
it definitely seems like
Yeah,
those
that's
little
true.
bite-sized trailers are more kind of digestible and more shareable or something. I don't know.
Mm. What about what they called Project Scarlet? Do you think that the reveal of the next Xbox is kind of like, I don't know. I feel like it got more shrugs than applause, or not applause, but shrugs than people who seemed actually interested or enthused about it.
I mean, I'm honestly not. I'm not really that excited for next gen because I don't really think it's going to be a huge leap. Like, it seems
Yeah.
like Microsoft and Sony both know that because they're like, the loading times are going to be so good, and it's like, oh, so you're putting an SSD in there? I mean, okay, I've had that in my computer for years. Like, it's not that big a deal. I don't know.
Great.
But yeah, like they were very vague in that video about Project Scarlet. They didn't really. I didn't honestly skipped through a lot of it because it was just nothing but marketing PR buzzwords.
Yeah.
I just wasn't really that interested. Like once the system's actually out and there's actually games on it that I can't get on anything else, like that's when I'll be interested. I don't really care about how many teraflops it can do.
What? But dude, the numbers, bigger numbers. It means it's better.
Yeah, I kind of thought we'd get
8K,
past that, but I guess not.
120 FPS. Ray tracing. The ray tracing.
That's all. For some reason, that ever since, I'm sure you guys remember, it seems like ever since we were kids, there's like this sector of people who are into games who are like obsessed with the specs. It's like the specs really aren't the most important thing at all. It's like, why are we
No.
still obsessed over it?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
it's a little weird. But
Blu-ray.
some people,
Yeah.
are just, I don't know. Some people are just like competitive and get attached to it and it becomes part of their identity, I guess.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Well, in the end, I mean, as we saw with PS2 and in a weird way, the Wii, what ends up being the most important thing is the games. So
Yeah, totally.
we shall see.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Speaking
do
of
we
games,
want to just then, like, I assume you guys are sort of in the same boat. Do we want to focus on, like, the three that we really thought were the best? I mean, we could probably, this could be like a 3-hour video if we go through everything. But
that's a good idea. Like, just pick our top 3 games from each conference or something.
yeah, we could go through, like, if you, maybe we could just talk about Microsoft and then, because I mean, I think they went first, and then Square Enix, and then Nintendo.
Yeah,
If you want.
Yeah, I'm up for
I
that.
was gonna say.
Okay.
Speaking of games, I would try to segue into that.
Also, we forgot to mention, but honestly, who cares? That the Google Stadia presentation was like right before.
Oh, that's right. That's what got leaked. That's the stuff that got leaked was the Stadia
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like,
I kind of forgot about Stadia.
yeah, I mean, it's because like it was impressive the stuff they showed off in that they had a lot of games, but it was all stuff that's already out on other systems or is coming to other systems already. So it just wasn't that exciting to me.
Yeah. I feel like not only that, the other problem is we have what's the word? Oh boy, like there are huge problems with Stadia. At least for I would imagine a lot of consumers. Like you have to have in order to get the what's the word? The best resolution and everything. You have to have a huge amount of data available to you. And I think in most cases that's just not feasible for a lot of people. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, a lot of people have data caps. You have the whole issue with like net neutrality not really being a thing anymore in the U.S. So
My biggest issue with Stadia is the fact that you have to pay that monthly fee, but there's still going to be games you have to pay full price for, and you don't even own them. You're literally paying full price to stream a game. I don't like that at all.
yeah,
I don't think
I'm
that's how
totally with you
it
there,
works.
Rob. And yeah, I feel like the moment that Stadia goes belly up, if it were to, for example, well, there goes literally all the money you invested into having these games, as opposed to owning them physically or even a digital download, which would be stored on an SSD. And I mean, or a hard drive, whatever. I
Yeah, I
think
mean,
I,
the other thing is like, I mean, yeah, you can make an argument that some companies do lock people out of games via patches, which is like a really asshole thing to do.
oh yeah.
But I do think there's still a significant argument that in favor of sticking with the formats of game consumption that we've already been using for a while now.
yeah, I definitely get the like Google may just shut down the servers one day thing. I
Mm,
I might be wrong, but I think they actually do give you the option to either buy the games or get the subscription. Like I don't think you have to buy games on top of getting the subscription. Um,
okay,
I think it's kind of like
that
Really,
would
GameStop.
make it a lot more.
I thought they said that there was like certain titles, like new releases, that you would have had to buy for full price. Maybe I
Well,
got that wrong.
well, yeah. I mean, if you get the subscription, I would assume that you don't get every single new AAA full-priced game that's
Right.
coming out. It's kind of. I'm assuming it's going to be like Xbox Games Pass, where like the games that Google makes themselves, I'm sure will come with the subscription. But other
Hmm.
third-party games, especially big full-price AAA games, I'm assuming you're still going to have
I
to
see what
pay.
you're saying.
But I think
Yeah.
you get a discount if you have the subscription. Um,
Oh,
Hmm.
I guess that's not terrible. Yeah. So
but I mean,
it's
it's still like you don't really own your game, and it's like there's still
that's
like a
the
lot
big
of
problem.
pratfalls there.
Yeah, that's the big problem with it. Because I mean, even with like for me, it took a while for me to get used to even digital distribution. But at least like if you download a game to your Switch or your PS4 or on the PC or whatever, it's on your device. Like I
Yeah,
hate the idea
exactly.
that you have to like you really don't own it in any way.
Yeah,
It
like what if
sucks.
your
You just have access.
like if your internet goes out, like you can still play a game you've downloaded, which is nice.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, yeah. So I mean, we'll wait and see with Stadia, I guess. I mean, I'm sure as technology improves, it'll become easier and more convenient. And I'm sure like as more of a generational shift happens, and more of those kids who grew up playing cell phone games and like watching YouTube and Twitch all the time, like they're just gonna be used to that kind of thing.
Hmm.
But I'm sure old farts like us will still hang on to our cartridges and discs.
Yeah, of course.
um, but
But
Hmm.
yeah. Uh,
sorry, go ahead.
Did you guys want to move on to the Microsoft?
I was about to. I was
Yeah.
going to say if we want to start talking about Microsoft, I'm down.
All right. So I mean, they showed off the Outer Worlds, which I'm actually super interested in. I think that was the first game they showed.
Hmm.
Um, I was kind of cool on it at first, but then like the more I learned about it, the more I'm kind of like this is kind of what I wanted Fallout to be, and like I love that kind of like old, like 50s style sci-fi aesthetic. So I think it could be good. And
Oh,
again,
same here.
Obsidian
I.
has made good stuff too.
Oh yeah, dude, I love that old sci-fi. It looked cool. The Outer Worlds looked awesome.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the true successor to Fallout New Vegas that like the other Fallout games haven't really lived up to.
Yeah, a lot of my friends seem to be quite fond of it for that reason, because yeah, that we haven't really gotten the sequel to New Vegas that I think people wanted. So yeah,
Mm.
I don't
Um,
have much to comment on it for myself. So yeah.
were you guys big on the Star Wars game?
I thought it looked great. what is it, Fallen Order? That
Yeah,
looked,
Jedi Fallen Order.
it's about time, like.
Yeah, really. It's. I mean, EA's been sitting on this license, and they've done nothing but make Battlefront and like, what else? That's pretty much it, really.
Yeah, that's it. They scrapped the single player game that was in development.
Yeah,
So
exactly. They
they've
literally
like
shut
squandered
down.
it.
Yeah, they literally shut down Visceral Games over it. That was a pretty sad story, actually. But,
Yeah.
But I mean, I trust Respawn with making this. Apparently, they're using Metroid as a kind of a inspiration, like in the world design. And
Oh.
I guess that hollow map you use isn't like it isn't like showing you objectives and just like leading you by the nose. Like it kind of just is showing you the environment you're in, but like you have to figure out a way to get to the objective. So I like that it's a little
That
more non-linear.
Yeah, that sounds a lot more compelling than, go to from point A to point B, do X mission, and then go somewhere else. That's ugh. Yeah, I think if they want to use Metroid as a template, that's one of the best choices they could make development-wise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes from it.
Me
Yeah,
too.
it honestly looks really good. I'm also kind of excited for it. I haven't like actually been kind of excited for a Star Wars game for a long time, so it's
Yeah,
kind of
me
nice to
neither.
see.
I was afraid it was going to be more linear from the first demo I saw, but once I heard that, I was happy. And
Yeah, it's great.
and the combat looks really great too. Apparently, they like try to be more like Dark Souls type of thing, where it's more like slow and methodical.
Mhm.
So instead of just like hacking and slashing your way through everything, so could be very good.
Oh, geez, count me out then.
Well, I mean, I'm
Slow and
hoping.
methodical. You mean I have to put brain power into it? Get out of here. Ew. It's
Hopefully,
gross.
it's not quite as difficult as Dark Souls is. I'm sure it won't be.
Yeah.
It's made by EA,
Yeah.
so they gotta like cast a wide net.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Blair Witch announcement was kind of out of left field for me. I don't know how interested you guys are in that.
Yeah, that was kind that was it. I watched the trailer. I thought it was interesting. I don't interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a unique idea. Like, I don't know. Don't have like a huge opinion, but
Yeah, I mean, they didn't really show much either. Sorry, you lagged a little bit
Yeah.
there, but I heard most of what you said.
okay.
And we got Minecraft Dungeons, which I think I remember you saying you were interested in that, Rob.
I thought it looked cool. Actually, like it's kind of a neat little concept. I don't know why I didn't think that like Minecraft would work as a dungeon crawler, but it actually looks fun. And I think didn't it have local co-op? Like you could play like 4 player.
I think so, yeah. I think it said it had 4-player, local, and online.
Yeah, and it's coming to the Switch too, so that'd be kind of an interesting. I just thought it was kind of interesting because my nieces and nephews love Minecraft, and looks like it'd be kind of fun to play with them, as a
Yeah.
multiplayer thing.
It's definitely like a shameless Diablo clone, but if
Oh
it's
yeah,
done well, it could still be fun. I could see myself playing that.
yeah. Why not? Especially like I said, with other people, looked like it was a fun little game.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever happened to Gauntlet?
They made a new Gauntlet in like 20. I guess it was a while ago now. I think it was like 2015.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, it's weird that was a while ago, but yeah.
It was a really long time ago. It's
So
unfortunate.
long.
I was expecting one of you to say, "Get out of here, Grandpa." It's like such an old series.
The original
Oh
one
boy.
came out in like the 80s. I just I
Yeah, yeah.
have very fond memories of the N64 Gauntlet games, though.
Oh, same. Yeah,
I have a question for Steven.
yeah.
What did you think of the new Tales game?
I was really interesting. I thought it was a lot more realistic looking than a lot of the ones. Like, I think a lot of old Tales of games would lean heavily into anime aesthetic,
Mhm.
and have these kind of weirdly not quite legal looking women and like weird fetish stuff or whatever else. And I realize I'm like painting an unfair picture here because Japan can be weird sometimes, to
Yeah.
put it mildly. But yeah, I was interested in seeing just how they kind of blended the, I think, anime aesthetic with a kind of more realistic sheen. I guess you could say it was kind of plasticky looking, not in a bad way. Just I thought it was a new take that was pretty good. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing how it turns out. I think it's obvious that they've really refined the battle system to be something more akin to hack and slash games like Fantasy Star Online, which I'm definitely going to talk about soon.
Yeah.
And what other games? There was another hack and slash. Oh, Monster Hunter. You might even go as far as to say Sekiro or Dark Souls, but you know what I'm saying? Like there is much more freedom in the battle system compared to older Tales games, which kind of worked like 2D or 3D arcade fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It seems like a lot of Japanese RPGs are trying to go for that slightly more like realistic, fast-paced combat.
Mm-hmm.
And
It was like, by the way, just like a quick side note here. It was a phenomenal like it was a phenomenal E3 for RPGs in general. Not
That's
like
Yeah.
holy
true,
crap. If
Yeah.
you're a fan of RPGs.
yeah, I mean, honestly,
Yeah, I would definitely say Tales of Arise was probably the second most exciting thing that I saw coming out of Microsoft's conference for me. The first being PSO2 or Fantasy Star Online 2, but I don't know if I'm jumping too far ahead, so I'll pull it back for a second there.
no, it's okay. We don't have to do it in like chronological or anything. Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's great to see that game coming to the West. I know you're excited about that. I'm probably gonna check it out since it's free to play.
Hell yeah, buddy! I'm so damn excited. Oh my god, I've been waiting for this for years.
Yeah,
Oh,
I never
oh.
got to play the original either. Like, I always wanted to try it on the GameCube, but you know, it would have been. I had to get like the broadband.
But what,
adapter.
James?
I don't know. I just never bothered to get the broadband.
But you mean you didn't want to pay a $20 subscription fee monthly and buy an extra accessory and have the chance of having your memory card be wiped? I mean, what's the problem?
Plus, I could have got that.
Yeah,
giant
PSO
GameCube
was.
keyboard.
Oh
Oh,
god, yeah. That's. Yeah. Yep. The original PSO, I only ended up ever really playing. Like I was lucky enough to have a brother who I was able to play split screen with, which was pretty fun. But
cool.
then when Blue Burst came out for the PC, that's where I ended up playing a lot of time or banking a lot of hours. I must have spent like hundreds and hundreds of hours playing the original PSO. Or sorry, not the original, but the Blue Burst version of PSO with friends and my girlfriend at the time. And yeah, the CPSO 2 finally coming out. Like I had honestly given up hope that it was ever going to come out. So really, really glad they finally got on it. I'm interested in seeing if it's going to be coming out on more platforms for the rather than just the Xbox and PC. Obviously, if it sticks to those two, I'm just going to get the PC version because I don't have any plans on getting an Xbox anytime soon. But it did come out for the PS4, if I'm not mistaken. And, I mean, a Switch version, given how PSO works as a kind of drop-in party system, it makes so much sense to have it on the Switch. And I don't think they'd have to downscale it that much in order to achieve that.
I'm actually looking at it, and it looks like it was released in Japan on the Switch in April.
Oh,
so.
wow.
Oh my god, seriously?
Yeah, so that bodes really well. I'd actually be really down to get it if it's released on the Switch. So,
yeah, well, considering it's free to play, like there's literally no reason to not get it unless you don't like action RPGs. And I mean, the gameplay, having played a little bit of it when it was released in Japan, it was very, I guess, similar to like a kind of light version of Devil May Cry. So hack and slash, but without the combo multipliers and all that stuff. It's just, trying to find efficient ways of dealing damage. But yeah, just really, really exciting, fast-paced gameplay. So really can't wait for that to come out, especially with all of the updates that have come out since too.
Yeah, it looks great. If it comes out for Switch, or because, like I said, I don't have an Xbox One, and I think my goal is to get a PS4 this year, or possibly wait for a PS5. I don't know yet. So, I'll probably get it on one of those platforms if it comes on. Most likely the Switch, I guess. It looks great. I always wanted to play the original one too for the GameCube, but I just never got it as well. I think probably for the same reason
Yeah.
as James.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and speaking in terms of like Western RPGs, obviously we got what our image is right here. Funny story about the Keanu Reeves reveal for Cyberpunk. So, I couldn't really watch a lot of E3 on the Saturday because we were doing renovations here, so we were at like a Home Depot. And I was like waiting for my girlfriend and my mom to like pick out some bathroom stuff, and I didn't really care. I was just like I literally just pointed at the first one I saw and was like, just get that one. I don't care. But they had to like look at everything, obviously. So but then I realized that Home Depot had Wi-Fi, so I just started watching the Microsoft conference on my phone. I just like sat in some like employee's chair at their desk and started watching the Microsoft conference. And then when the Keanu reveal happened, I like freaked out and I was like, "Oh my God, Keanu's in Cyberpunk!" And like a bunch of Home Depot employees like looked at me really weird. It was pretty great.
Great story.
I'm really happy that I didn't that I saw it live though, because it would have been spoiled like instantly if I went on the internet. Because he was like fucking everywhere. He became a meme instantly.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But,
So it sounds like that's probably your most hyped game for E3, right?
well, from the Microsoft conference,
Microsoft
it's
conference.
definitely. Even though I'm probably gonna get it on PC or PS4, but yeah, I've been hyped for that game since they announced it. I actually I haven't played a lot of CD Projekt Red's games. Like I have played the Witcher games, but not a ton. But the setting of this just appeals to me so much more than The Witcher does.
Mm-hmm.
I just love cyberpunk, sci-fi. Like I love like near future stuff where they just kind of like expand on what's happening now and just like add cyborgs and stuff to it. Like I just love that stuff. So
Yeah, it's got a very unique aesthetic. I think the game looks great, and it looks like it'll be cool. If I have a PS4 by that time, or whatever I have, I would. That's definitely one that's on the list that I want to play.
yeah, I honestly think in terms of graphics, the game that impressed me the most of the entire show was actually Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh yeah,
Like that game looks insanely realistic. Like, and it's got like 4K and VR. Like it looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
So if each of you could give like a top 5 games from the show, what would they be?
From the whole show?
Or of Microsoft's show.
Okay. I mean Cyberpunk, and then probably The Outer Worlds, and then probably Star Wars, and The Way to the Woods and Spiritfarer both looked really good to me. They were a couple of indie games. Spiritfarer is like it kind of looks like Harvest Moon, but you're like a girl living on this island, and it's like a building that gets bigger and bigger, and you like interact with these animals, but they're like humanoid animals. I don't know, it looks interesting to me. And Way to the Woods, I believe you play as a mother deer, and you have like a baby deer that like follows you around. I guess I'm just into artsy fartsy indie games, but those both look good to me. How about you, Steven? You still there? Okay, I think we lost Steven. It's probably that's. Yeah, you know what? I can't. Yeah, he'll fix it. How about now?
Yeah, we'll fix it. You there, Steven? Hello?
I'm here, guys.
Okay, there
Okay,
we go.
good. Nice.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay. I think it's it's on my end.
Here I was making all these really good one-liners. Like,
I'm sorry.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I kept on interrupting you, James, and I was wondering why you guys weren't reacting. So, I was basically saying that
So
I
think it's not helping. There's lag. We can't kind of keep interrupting each other, but it's okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I was gonna say the deer game. I was like, oh, it sounds like a furry paradise, and that's when James was saying that you could be a mother deer and then have a baby deer, I said that's my fetish. So.
Okay.
I'm sold on this game. But yeah. Honestly, I I I feel kind of biased because there isn't really much that appeals to me that Microsoft kind of, I don't want to say peddles, but what they aim for
Mhm.
with their marketing. So I mean, all I can really give it is Phantasy Star Online 2 and Tales of Arise. I guess if I were just like throwing shots in the dark, maybe I'd be also interested in that furry game that James was talking about, because that just, oh, it's so delightful. But I mean, beyond that, maybe Blair Witch, I guess, and Battletoads because memes, and let's see, I need a third one. Dragon Ball because screaming, and
Yeah,
anime.
actually, it was cool to see an actual like action RPG instead of a fighting game for Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, yeah,
Although there was no gameplay.
bit of a different take on it, but yeah. Bit of a different take, but it's definitely, I mean, still where they've done it before with what, the Game Boy games or Game Boy Advance games, so there's no reason they can't do it again.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice to see them doing it as like a big 3D game now.
Mm.
How about you, Rob?
For me, I would also probably go. Honestly, I would also probably go Cyberpunk because, like, that Keanu reveal was pretty great. I didn't
Oh
catch it
shit,
in real
forgot.
time, but I thought I'd probably have to give it to that. I really, really like Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
I
That game
actually,
looks really cool.
yeah, I think I
Sorry?
might have put that in my top 5 actually. I didn't realize that one. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. That's one of the ones that we hadn't talked about. I'm hoping, like some people were saying online, and I hope it's true. I hope the first game gets ported to Switch,
That would be
and
great. Yeah.
potentially this one too would be cool. But it was one of the, like, aesthetically, it's probably like the game that I like the most. It just got like such a cool art style.
Yeah, it looked beautiful. Like the bosses were so crazy looking.
Yeah, it was an awesome looking game. So I'd probably go Cyberpunk, Ori, uh, Battletoads for me too. People are kind of crapping on the art style. I actually like it. I'm just glad to see Battletoads come back, and I don't think Rare is actually developing it, are they?
No,
Isn't
I
it like
think they're
a?
just overseeing it.
Yeah, it's kind of like Killer Instinct. I know they didn't develop that either.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's nice to see that series come back, and it's cool that there's actually like a beat 'em up. That looks pretty awesome. And then the other two, I'd probably go honestly Fantasy Star, and from these, you know what, I'll give the other one to the Minecraft Dungeons, because like I said, I'm like less so for myself, more so to play with my siblings. So
Yeah.
that'd be or not my siblings, my niece and nephew. So I think that'd be really fun. But it also just honestly looks like a cool game. So I'd probably go with those 5.
Yeah. Shout out to that Gears DLC for like getting my hopes up that there was a Terminator game coming out, and then just being like, "You get a skin for pre-ordering the game." I literally
You can
like
have
yelled at my
Arnold.
TV when I saw that. And I did want to mention they did show that George R. Martin is working with the Dark Souls developers on a new game, but the trailer was so confusing. I had
Yes.
no fucking clue what was going on in that trailer.
Yeah,
Yeah. That
and
was
also
Elden Ring, right?
Yeah,
and also like and also like I don't care. Finish the 6th book, and that's all I'm gonna say.
fair enough.
Finish the Winds of Winter.
And yeah, the Halo trailer was kind of cool, I guess. I mean,
Yeah.
it was cool that when they like you didn't know it was a Halo trailer at first, and then it was like the slow reveal of Master Chief was kind of cool. But again, cinematic, no gameplay.
Yeah, exactly.
And
That's another thing that I liked about Ori. They actually showed gameplay of it. It looks like a great game.
yeah,
But
but yeah, that's mostly what Microsoft showed,
Sorry?
I think.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I was
what
just
did you
gonna
say?
say, should we move on?
Sure, you want to move on to Square Enix?
Sure.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Because like, yeah, I didn't really care about EA or Bethesda. I think I'm just gonna ignore them.
Yeah.
for the
Let's
most
just talk about what we care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like I was pretty worried about the Final Fantasy VII battle system, but my fears were pretty much assuaged when I finally got to see it in action. I mean, obviously, they haven't shown a ton of stuff like summons or magic, but I kind of like what they've done with like having it be sort of an action game, but letting you pause the action, kind of like in Final Fantasy 12.
Mhm.
Because I would.
I agree that the that it definitely alleviated my fears of the battle system. I like that it's. Like you said, I kind of like the pausing, and you could still like. It's nice that they revealed that there's still materia as part of it, and it looked good.
Yeah,
I think materia would have to be a part of it due to it playing a pretty integral part of the story. But do you mean like in terms of combat, Rob, or?
Yeah, I'm glad that materia is still like a big part of the combat. That's
Oh,
important.
okay, got
yeah,
it, got
I
it.
would hope they would keep it in there because it was a really great way of like customizing your characters.
Mhm.
I just hope they don't like cut down. Like I hope they're not getting rid of like command materia or support materia. Like I hope it's all still in there.
Yeah, that I think that added a really good level of depth to the gameplay, even if it did end up becoming a little bit OP with certain abilities you could obtain,
Yeah.
especially enemy abilities. I forget which one I'm thinking of, but wasn't there a defensive one that was just absolutely busted?
I believe Big Guard was that. You get it from like this giant crab, and it like gives you magic wall and wall for all three
Yeah,
characters.
yeah. It was stupid.
Yeah, I remember
So yeah,
specifically
that.
grinding to get that.
Mm, so yeah, I agree with James. I do think that the them showing the combat off and letting us see exactly how everything would kind of play out was a really good choice, and it's good to see that it's coming along. It's not great that it's this weird episodic thing. Like it's clear that they're doing it to milk as much as they can, which
Yeah, I don't
is
like that either, but it does like the game looks really good, but that's my big qualm with the two. Did they say when they said that it was going to be on 2 Blu-ray discs? Are they talking about literally just the first episode, or are they talking about the whole game that it's going to be separated in 2?
As far as I can tell, it's just the first episode is 2 discs.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. They must have really expanded. I hope at least that they really expanded the story in Midgar because that.
Well, if they're gonna release it as a full price game, I would hope that it's gonna be at least like 20 hours in Midgar. If that's
I know.
gonna be the whole game. I don't remember how long you spend there in the original, but it definitely wasn't that long. But I mean, it's a
Well,
JRPG. Like you would want it to be a meaty game, right?
I'm trying to
Yeah.
think how fast I did it on my Let's Play because I did half-hour parts, so I don't know how many parts it took me to get out of Midgar. Maybe 10. So that would be like 5 hours,
Yeah.
something like that. Maybe 5-6
Yeah.
hours to get out of Midgar.
So like,
Yeah.
I really hope
I
that they expand it and like maybe let you go to other sectors and stuff.
Yeah, I think that would be definitely something that would benefit it because you only explore what sector, one of the sectors I forget,
7.
and then the slums, and that's about it, right?
Oh yeah, I guess you explore like one street in Sector 1 at the beginning, like on top of the pizza, and then you're in the Sector
Yep.
7 slums. I think when you meet Eris, is that in Sector 7 as well?
I think
You
so.
meet her in
Yeah.
the church, I'm pretty sure, unless you're talking about the very first time you see her when you after the
Oh
reactor.
no, I mean in the church, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if Wall Market is considered, but like obviously like it's just a very small section of the city in the original. I would hope that they're gonna open it up a lot more.
I really can't
think-
wait for that part of it. That's going to be.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
think what's a little bit kind of a downer in the whole situation, though, is that I mean, it's pretty clear that Square Enix lost money on Final Fantasy 15, and maybe if they didn't, it didn't make as much money as they were hoping.
Mhm.
So it's frustrating to see them so desperate to try and milk this as much as they can. But I mean, if it's their only option to kind of stay afloat as a company, then that's what they got to do, I guess.
I think they're also just really inefficient at developing games. I think that's a big part
Yeah.
of it too.
Definitely.
Maybe maybe their designers they just get like too many ideas and their producers aren't willing to rein them in as much as other companies, because it seems like they just throw everything in these games, and it seems like no one's ever willing to say no to them.
Yep. And then it just, yeah.
And like then they end up spending 10 years developing Final Fantasy 15.
Overall, though, I will say I was very happy, and I'm pretty hyped for Final Fantasy VII. Like, I've got a few... Like, the episodic thing is a big problem, But at the same time, it looks good enough, and if they've expanded the story enough, and it seems like I like the Tifa reveal. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah. I loved hearing like a lot of the female members of the audience get like so excited for Tifa. That was pretty cool.
That was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tifa looked great. Looks like she went down a few cup sizes, but that's all right.
Well, I mean,
Rob.
It's a little more realistic.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that would have been a little ridiculous.
How could you judge a woman solely on her bust size? She has character.
I love Tifa. I know. I just had to make that
Or
comment.
at least
I do
usually
too.
More than 5 polygons.
She has some really great plot.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. I guess, is there anything else you guys want to cover in Square Enix? Because, I mean, I'll just quickly say Crystal Chronicles, cool. Really can't wait to try it out, especially because, I mean, the original concept seemed neat, but was a flop because of the hardware limitations.
Coming in the winter for...
I'm definitely going to give it a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably... Again, that's probably another Switch game that I'll be getting. I'm really excited about that.
Cautiously optimistic is how I feel.
It was cool to see the Romancing Saga game getting a re-release, and I actually thought Final Fantasy VIII looked really good. Like, it looks like they actually kind of like up-res the textures quite a bit on the characters.
I was happy about that too. It's pretty great that it's coming. I'm pretty sure it's coming to all platforms too, right?
Yeah, I believe so. And I mean, I don't know if you guys were excited about the Avengers game. I didn't really care that much.
Don't care about the Avengers, so I doesn't.
I just thought it was.
I'm invested in the Marvel movies because I don't know. I just ended up watching a lot of them and then got pulled into the story or the overarching narrative. But no, I have no interest in this game.
Yeah, I feel like they have to design like 5 different games for it to even work well. So like it's quite an undertaking.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I did want to say that crowd was kind of annoying.
Yeah, I thought so too. It reminded me of when I went to see Zelda Symphony, and the crowd just would not shut up. They just kept yelling stuff at me like, "Woo!" I was like, "Dude, we're at a fucking symphony!" Like,
yeah, this isn't Iron Maiden, you know. This is
yeah. Mind your decorum, you oafs. Yeah.
When I saw them, it was actually very chill. It was a really nice concert. But anyway, that's a different story.
I guess it's just those Torontonians.
Yeah, those rowdy Torontonians.
There was also some other Square Enix titles revealed at Nintendo's. I don't know if that's a way you guys want to transition into Nintendo's presentation, but
before we do that, Rob, because I agree that we'll probably spend the most time talking about Nintendo before we have to go, but does anybody have anything from Ubisoft that they want to cover that matters to them at all?
Well,
I didn't watch Ubisoft, so go ahead, guys.
The only thing that really interested me was Gods and Monsters. They barely showed anything, but apparently it's going to be like a mythological, like kind of like Breath of the Wild type of game. So
that's pretty cool.
That sounds pretty cool. Yeah,
Neato.
It's gonna have like Greek mythology, so that sounds pretty cool. But they didn't show any gameplay, so.
Well, that's that.
Yeah, and I mean, Watch Dogs.
Dead on arrival.
Watch Dogs 3 could be okay, but I don't know. I mean, I'll wait and see for that one.
Don't forget, guys, Just Dance 2020 is coming to the Wii.
Yep.
Oh, yep. Good point. Yep. Gotta bust my Wii out.
I saw on Reddit, apparently the reason for that is because a lot of physical therapy places still use the Wii, and they specifically use Just Dance, I guess.
Oh,
so
wow.
Like, that's actually a big market for them, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, why not? That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do have to mention that that guy from The Walking Dead brought his dog on stage for no apparent reason as well.
Great job.
Well, all right. Well, I guess we can talk about Nintendo. Do you want to talk about the Square games that were revealed, or because we were to transition from Square?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I am super stoked about both the Collection of Mana and Trials of Mana, and I don't know why when when the Direct was going on, it didn't like register in my head that the new Mana game is a remake of Seiken Densetsu 3, and then I'm like, holy crap! Like I realized afterwards, I was reading about it, I'm like, wow, we're getting a Western release and a remake. That's insane.
Oh, I thought it was just a port. I didn't even realize it was a remake.
Yeah, there's a remake, and the original is also going to be on the Collections of Mana or Collection of Mana.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So we get the original game and a remake, which is nuts. So
I've always wanted to try Seiken Densetsu 3 because it sounds like it was like super ambitious for a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, and that's like I didn't realize it at the time, but like that's a huge that's like
that's huge.
It's a big deal, you know.
It's been like over 25 years since that game came out, and we've never gotten a Western release.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That is pretty huge.
Like, if you want to count that as part of like Square, like the Square Enix reveals, that would probably be, aside from Final Fantasy VII, my most hype game. Well, the combo. Although I don't really like the price point for Collection of Mana. I'll probably just wait till it's on sale at the eShop or something. But $40 for 3 games seems a bit much.
Yeah, I was looking at the description in the eShop, and when I was looking through the screenshots, I was like, oh, they put Final Fantasy Adventure on there. Like, why wouldn't they just put Sword of Mana, like the remake that they did on the Game Boy Advance? It seems strange to me. But
That's a very good question. I would much rather have Sword of Mana as well, which was good. I actually played that back in the day.
plus, I think there was a Mana game on the DS that came out as well. Was there? I might be wrong about that. And I think
I think Legend of Mana. I think that's what it was.
Yeah. I think there was also one on the PlayStation 1, if I'm not mistaken, too.
That I'm not sure of, to be honest, but
yeah, we got that from Square, and then obviously we got the Dragon Quest 11S.
Yeah.
Which, I mean...
Oh yeah, it's like Dragon Quest 11S Definitive Edition. There's like another title in there that I forget.
It's Echoes of an Elusive Age, I believe. Yeah, that's quite a mouthful.
Nice. Good memory there, James. Yeah, I think that is, yeah.
But,
it looks intriguing. When I first saw the trailer for it, I was like, okay, yeah, I'd be interested in picking that up, but...
Yeah, I never played that game on other systems, so I might give it a shot. And, the opening of... oh, sorry.
No, that was... Sorry, I was just kind of thinking.
I was just going to segue into... speaking of Dragon Quest, I mean, the Nintendo Direct opened with a new Smash Brothers character. Or characters, really.
Yeah, and, I was happy about that.
I think a lot Oh, sorry, you go first, Steven. Go ahead.
Okay, as somebody who... I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. I was telling my partner about it. Dragon Quest III was actually the first game that I ever saved up and bought my own money with. Or sorry, for? Yeah, it was saved up for and bought my own money. And it has a really special place in my heart. So seeing the Dragon Quest III hero be revealed, and I think in Japan he kind of gets some special reverence as well. People really like Dragon Quest III. I think it's like the definitive role-playing game experience.
Really?
So yeah, seeing that revealed in the way that it was, and I mean the music kind of centered on his overworld theme and all sorts. It really excited me. It was funny because I was like, oh cool, a Dragon Quest guy, and immediately when the Dragon Quest 11 hero was revealed, I was like, oh my god, I hope he's a skin of the Dragon Quest 3 hero or the Dragon Quest 8 hero, because the Dragon Quest 8 was also a really, really wonderful game, and actually in a couple of ways ties to Dragon Quest 3, so both really good games.
The one I've played the most is actually Dragon Quest 9 on the DS, but even that I didn't really get that far into.
I haven't really played a Dragon Quest game. I actually recently picked up 8 for the 3DS, and I want to run through that. But if I like it enough, I'll probably check out the other Dragon Quest games.
If you can put up with ancient graphics, Rob, grab a Game Boy Color version of Dragon Quest 3. It's so worth it. Hours and hours and hours.
I actually have a translated, patched copy on my Super NES Classic of the original Dragon Quest 3, so I could always just play that too.
Yeah, do that for sure.
But what I was going to say, Steven, about the Smash reveal, I was actually kind of psyched too, because like the big rumors was just Erdrick, and everybody was kind of talking about like just Erdrick, and I was like okay with it. He's obviously not the Square Enix character I wanted, but the fact that it's like several characters, kind of like the Bowser Jr. thing, I thought was really awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Yep, I think it was a really good way to incorporate different games from the series, and kind of be representative in kind of the same way that Mega Man is with his Final Smash too, and their Final Smash.
Mhm.
Let's hope Square Enix isn't super cheap with the music like they were with.
Oh, they better not be. Oh man, that'll make me angry. There's so much good music they could pull from. So, I could go on about that for hours.
Okay.
Since we're getting, relatively short-ish on time, you guys want to talk about Banjo Kazooie?
Certainly.
Sure, yeah.
Um,
Go ahead, James.
yeah, I mean, I honestly, like, I was a little disappointed that we got another anime sword wielder, so Banjo Kazooie kind of made me feel a lot better.
Yes, yeah.
And I mean, that trailer was fantastic. I instantly thought of Takarin when Duck Hunt like,
Me too.
killed everybody. I thought that was just amazing.
Yeah.
I just loved him like laughing, just like in the original game, and like popping up all over the place. It was so good.
Yeah,
And
it was a really well done trailer.
They look so good, like so much better than like the nuts and bolts design.
Yes, I'm glad they went back to the classic design for sure. And
Yeah, agreed.
And you guys hear that Grant Kirkthorpe came back for like they had him actually do the music.
Yeah.
That's great.
Fun little tidbit. He's the first Western composer to do a composition for Smash, which is just kind of mind blowing. It's really weird to me that they haven't pulled in any Western composers to do reduxes of the iconic music that's shown up in so many Smash games. It's just kind of weird to me. I'm glad that he got
nice
to
to get
feature
like David Wise for some of the DK Donkey Kong
I was
Country
literally
stuff.
just about to say that.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, David Wise would have been really great too. I'm hopeful that they'll bring more. I mean, we'll see, but yeah, it's interesting. It's kind of weird that the trailer used kind of a bland, because I feel like they could have used the original title screen music or the title roll music. You know what I'm talking about? Like the faster paced banjo.
Yeah.
You there, Steven?
I think we just lost Steven. You might need to. Oh no, you're back.
Oh, he's back. Oh no, there he goes. He's back.
Hello?
Steven, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, guys. I'm sorry. I was saying that I'm surprised they didn't use the faster Banjo Kazooie theme from the title roll.
Oh, that would have been cool. Yeah, I know what you're talking
The
about.
one that goes like.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it would have been a way more, I think, exciting piece for a reveal of that magnitude. But at the same time, it's whatever. I think it's a really good choice. So
The stage was a choice too.
Oh yeah,
Spiral
Mountain.
Mountain.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
And James, I think I saw you talking about this in chat. I think you were totally right about the fact that they use K. Rool as a nice little what's the word?
Like an homage to.
Replacement for Gruntilda.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, it was a really well done trailer on the whole. Really excited to see them both. My only nitpick, weirdly, is that they gave Banjo blue eyes, so it's kind of weird, like Sonic, as opposed to him having just black eyes, right? Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
It's kind of like Sonic. I'm not.
Sorry, so Sonic's got green eyes, but you know what I mean? Like, classic Sonic has black eyes. Just, he doesn't have irises. And they added irises to Banjo's design, and it's just weird seeing that compared to the kind of low quality polygons that I was so used to from the N64, where Banjo's design only has black pupils and that was it, right? I think I like that design.
I'm looking at this random plush, and Banjo has blue eyes in it.
My guess is maybe they added them in Nuts and Bolts or something. That's possible.
Yeah.
Either way,
I'm gonna look up.
Go ahead.
Banjo Kazooie's box art, and I hope I'm not crazy.
I really have to say I think they did it really well. Both the Dragon Quest characters and Banjo Kazooie in the same presentation, because as I said in the Discord, it really appeals to both like Western and Japanese audiences. It's kind of like both sides kind of got their character, which is really
exactly.
cool.
That is cool.
And I also personally like that the Enix side of Square Enix has representation too, because Dragon Quest really is like a huge part of the legacy of, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I was honestly like, for Animal Crossing, like I honestly it kind of blew my expectations out of the water because I wasn't expecting them to do anything new with this one, and it looks like they're taking a lot from like Minecraft, and that they're like the whole like desert island idea. Like I'm just a big fan of that because they're actually doing something new and different. And
Yeah, and I'm okay with them pushing it back if they're, if they need more time. It's totally,
yeah,
it's fine. I haven't really played that series, so I'm hoping that this game will be my introduction to it.
Yeah, I honestly don't even care if the online is good because they added so much to like the game itself.
Yeah,
It'll be nice to see your town kind of like start from nothing and kind of grow. So I'm pretty psyched for that.
Guys, sorry, I think I disconnected again. I just wanted to quickly say, did you hear my little bit about the box art for Banjo?
Oh yeah,
No.
I heard you say you were looking it up, but I didn't hear anything after.
Okay, so I did disconnect for a bit there. I was freaking out because apparently I'm crazy. Both Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie's box art have like just a straight up 3D render of Banjo with blue eyes. So I was saying, oh my god, I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of Banjo's original in-game model,
Yeah, probably.
which is like that's what I got used to seeing, and that's why I'm all like, "Ooh, I don't like these blue eyes," which is really dumb. And what's wrong with me?
Oh well.
That's okay. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Sorry. Let's get back to Animal Crossing. Yeah, houses and stuff.
Have you ever played Animal Crossing, Steven?
Yeah, it's funny. My brother was really into Animal Crossing, and I was not. But in the GameCube version of Animal Crossing, he had gotten all of these. I think in Animal Crossing for the GameCube, you could get all these old NES games set up, and we would just play like Donkey Kong Jr. together on those little stations, which I thought was really fun. Obviously, Nintendo doesn't really do freebies like that anymore, which is a shame. But
yeah, that was a cool feature in the original.
Yeah, I think it was a really cool feature, and I'm sad they don't really do that anymore. I mean, I get why, because it's easier to sell them as separate pieces, but yeah, it's a bygone age, that's for sure. So, I mean, I haven't played an Animal Crossing game since then. Like, I never... Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
I have a phone call coming in. I might have to dip for a second. Give me a second.
No problem.
Go for it.
I'm going to take this opportunity to say...
but yeah, I never really, as someone who never really played, I mean, it still looks interesting. It's just not something I'm going to get.
Oh, that's probably going to be a day one for me, to be honest.
Oh, seriously?
Oh yeah, like the Animal Crossing on GameCube. I was completely addicted to. I played it every single day. The DS one, it took me a while to warm up to it, but eventually I would play that on my lunch at school every day. New Leaf, I basically played for an entire summer. And got like completely addicted to, so like I've had a lifelong love of Animal Crossing. It's actually one of my favorite games.
That's great. I mean, I can see why. It does make sense why people like it so much, because it's creating your own little world in a way.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm back, and second of all, I'm wondering if you guys want to do 5 each and maybe cut it just for the sake of time. Sorry to just to cut it short or anything, but.
What, do you have to go?
Yeah, it's like 2:45. I gotta go pretty soon. So.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well,
let's see here.
No More Heroes 3. I'm super psyched for that because apparently
Me too.
the like collection of little top-down games wasn't really that great. So I'm like definitely gonna get that. Cadence of Hyrule. I know we already knew about that, but like I'm so incredibly psyched for that game because I loved Crypt of the Necro Dancer and I love 2D Zelda games.
So. That's being released today, actually.
Yes,
so.
Thanks. I would get it, but I'm kind of broke right now. I would totally be playing that game right now if I could.
Aww.
But I'm probably gonna get it within the next couple of weeks. Same time I get Mario Maker, probably.
Nice.
So yeah, there's those two for sure. Link's Awakening obviously looks great. But I guess, we kind of know what that game's going to be, so there wasn't really any new information in that trailer. I thought the gameplay
Music.
they added to Luigi's Mansion 3, like being able to like throw stuff around with your vacuum and like shoot like plungers and stuff, like it looks like that's actually going to add quite a bit to that game. So
Yeah.
I'm like a lot more excited for
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion 3 now.
Yeah, the combat's a lot deeper looking for sure.
And I think that's 5. Oh, somehow I didn't mention the Breath of the Wild sequel. So there's that. I mean, that was.
I assumed that'd be number 1 for you, but
Well, I mean, it was just a short trailer, and they're like, "Oh, it's now in development." But I was like, when I saw that, I was just like, "Oh, I mean, I kind of assumed it was in development. Like, I kind of want a little more info." But it's cool to see that it looks like it's going to be a little more dark than the last one, and that it's actually going to have Ganondorf in it, which is cool.
Yeah,
wow.
agreed.
So yeah, those are mine. How about you guys? How about
Yeah,
how about you, Steven?
okay. Let's see. It's actually really tough for me to choose. I think Nintendo had a really good showing this time.
Me too.
Totally agree. I
Can
would
we just
say
say that Nintendo won E3 because I'm
I think
pretty.
so. For me, they
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yep. One game does not a conference make. I mean, I love PSO2, but yeah, Nintendo really knocked it out of the park by showing gameplay, a lot of it. I would say, yeah, let's see. No More Heroes 3, Astral Chain, Cadence of Hyrule. I didn't play Crypt with the Necrodancer, but it looks cool. Let's see. So yeah, Cadence of Hyrule I think would be an interesting choice if I ever picked it up. Yeah, it's funny. I would say even though I don't like the art style, and we've talked about that before, but I'm just not a fan of it. Funnily enough, the music of the Link's Awakening remake really sold me on getting the game, and I might play it with my partner because she's never really played a Zelda game, and I think Link's Awakening would be a really good choice to start with.
Totally.
Let's see. Yeah, Breath of the Wild sequel, likewise, super pumped about it. Really hopeful that we'll see Ganondorf. Am I missing anything? Oh, I will say one big miss for me was that there was no Bayonetta 3 news. I don't know if you guys care much about Bayonetta, but where the hell is that game? It was it was announced ages ago.
Maybe once Astral Chain is released, then I could see there potentially being like a direct in September or something. There usually is, and maybe we'll get some more information then. Because isn't Astral Chain coming out this summer? I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yeah,
so.
or early fall. So yeah, I hope so, Rob, because it's getting like that's been cooking for a while.
Yeah.
So let's see, yeah, No More Heroes 3, Astral Chain, the Smash news, Breath of the Wild, and funnily enough, I'm feeling a little bit less hyped about Fire Emblem Three Houses. I mean, I'm still gonna pick it up when I get a Switch, but. I don't know, it's feeling a little tropey to me, like just, we're these kids in a school, and it's like, I don't know, Persona 3 or 4, whatever the hell. Let's hang out and have sex, I guess. It's what school kids do, right? So, I don't know. I'm sure it'll be good. I don't know why I'm feeling, I don't know, I think it's maybe because it's leaning into the anime tropes with the slice of life school stuff, but it's just me being nitpicky and hesitant about it. I'm sure it's going to be a really good Fire Emblem game regardless. I think that's it for me.
For me, I'm going to leave the Smash stuff out, but I'll say that Banjo was probably my favorite reveal of the whole thing, just because it was such a long time coming, and a lot of people have been really invested in it, and I also have quite an appreciation for the character too. Both for like somewhat nostalgic reasons and for just recently playing Banjo Kazooie on the channel. But anyway, leaving those out, my 5 would be I'm gonna lump all the Zelda stuff together because I'm pretty excited about all of it, particularly Link's Awakening. That's probably my number 1. And I'm also like you said, James. Probably once I'm less broke, I'll pick up Cadence of Hyrule. I didn't even finish the original Breath of the Wild, so at least there's a lot of time for me to play that before the sequel comes out. I need to finish that game. But yeah, so anyway, Zelda probably. I would also say Trials of Mana. I'm really excited about the remake, like we were talking about. I'm hyped for Luigi's Mansion, like you were saying, James. It looks like they added a lot of stuff. The co-op stuff looks cool too.
Yeah, the online looks cool.
Animal Crossing, I'm excited about because, like I said, it'll probably be that series, and it looks great. And a fifth one, I'd probably go. It's got to be Mario and Sonic. No, I'm just joking. As far as the fifth one goes, I'd probably go with I don't know. To be honest, maybe like I am kind of excited for Crystal Chronicles on the. So maybe I'll go with that, or
yeah, I'm
also hyped that the Spyro trilogy is finally coming to Switch. That's been like rumored forever, and
so you're a scaly.
Yeah. But actually, no. You know what I think I'll go with? I think I'll go with the new Contra game. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I like Contra, and the collection looks cool too.
Yeah, it looked awesome. So, and reasonably priced. The collection, it's only $20. So I'll probably one of those probably for my fifth one. But as far as like disappointments, I would have liked to have seen something Metroid. Like again, there's still rumors of the Prime trilogy, which I assume that's gonna eventually come, but maybe it's just too early. And also, I've also heard like a few like little whispers about a fifth Metroid like game in the style, classic style Metroid. I
like
don't know if Mercury Steam is working on something else. I'm hoping they are after Samus Returns, but I'd love to see something like that. Like, I'd actually like to see something new rather than because I know James, you had talked about how apparently didn't Mercury Steam originally approach them to do a Super Metroid remake?
That's what I read. Yeah, that they originally wanted to remake Super Metroid. So I'd love to see them do that next. That would be amazing.
I'd love to see them do that, or honestly, like just a brand new story. That would be really cool. I'm fine with either of those.
I think it would be cool if like Mercury Steam did like a polygonal remake of Super Metroid, but then like Yoshio Sakamoto and his own team did like a new like actual 2D sprite-based Metroid that's an actual sequel to Fusion.
That would be so cool, man.
Like I know because especially like with all these indie games being so popular, like you would think, and I mean you look at Cadence of Hyrule, like I'd like to see Nintendo go back and start doing like big budget like 2D games again, because like they'll make platformers, but they still always make them polygonal like 2.5D games, right?
Yeah.
And, like I think
it would even be cool to see them like have another have an indie developer work on a classic style Metroid game. That'd be awesome, or at least like have Samus as a playable character or something.
Yeah, like get like Vlambeer to do a Metroid or something. Like that would be amazing.
That'd be so amazing. I mean, there's so many great indie Metroidvanias. Why not?
Yeah, or get like the people who made Axiom. Get the guy who made Axiom Verge to do a new Metroid. Like that would be fucking amazing.
That'd be crazy good. Oh, wow, you got me dreaming now, James. But overall, I will say I thought Nintendo had a really fantastic E3, and they unquestionably won it for me.
Yeah, me too. So. Definitely. I honestly can't, like, it's hard to even think of something that disappointed me or that, like, was missing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm obviously disappointed Metroid Prime 4 got pushed back, but, like, we already knew about that, so.
Well, it's great, but the flip side of that would be, like, I'm glad Retro Studios is working on it. That's fantastic. So,
yeah. I wonder what... Sorry?
Sorry?
I was just going to say, I wonder what Retro was working on this whole time, though, like, before they went back to Metroid Prime.
That's what I was about to say, too. Like, a lot of people were wondering get a feel of whatever it is that Retro was working on, but maybe, I mean, is it possible they weren't working on anything, or maybe they scrapped whatever they were working on? Who knows?
Maybe, or maybe they were just, I mean, I know they helped out with development of Mario Kart 7, so maybe they were just kind of being more of a supportive role for games for a while.
And I assume they had to do some work for the Switch port of Tropical Freeze, I'm guessing.
Probably.
So I don't know. But then there was that, like, did you see when Reggie retired, he tweeted that stuff, like all these gifts he got for leaving, and he got this, like, picture from Retro, and there's, like, this, like, robot hand you can see out of the corner of it, and the internet, like, went nuts.
Yeah, I did see that.
Wondering what that character is, so who knows?
It could be something, yeah. I mean, we never know. I'm sure they've still got plenty of stuff that's, like, under lock and key.
Yeah.
we'll see what ends up happening. I'm sure. I'm also interested. I think they were probably just doing a lot of contract work that may have been more behind the scenes overall. I guess we'll see.
But yeah, overall, this is probably one of the best E3s in years for me. I mean, between Final Fantasy VII, all the stuff, like quite a few good things at Xbox, and like Nintendo just hitting it out of the park as far as I'm concerned. I don't even really miss Sony.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was. I thought the three that we really highlighted were really good. You know, they were very good presentations.
Yeah, definitely.
What's you guys' most hyped game to end this? Because I've got to go soon.
Okay.
But what's you guys' number one most hyped game? That came out of E3.
You go first, Steven.
I think it's a tough choice to make, but overall, funnily enough, I'm actually going to go with PSO2 because it's a game I had literally given up on coming out. Now there's all these possibilities beyond just PC, and the game is already done. I mean, yeah, it's coming out in spring of next year, but that's just because it's just going through translation, right? And probably balance changes, but yeah, it's bananas to me that this is actually coming out. I mean, Breath of the Wild sequel, pretty, obvious. Smash stuff, really awesome. And let's see, what else is there? No More Heroes 3, really great surprise. But ultimately, I think it's this thing that I have a bit of nostalgia for in a weird way because I, tried it, got to play it, and had really given up on it, and now I'm having that brought back to me in a really exciting way. So yeah, I think PSO2 weirdly,
that's awesome.
is my winner.
I'll definitely, if it comes to Switch or if I get a PS4, that I will. So we can play some of that.
Yeah, dude.
Same.
What about you, James? What's your number one?
Well, it's hard to choose between the Breath of the Wild sequel and Cyberpunk. I think I might go with Cyberpunk just because I know when that's coming out. I feel like Breath of the Wild sequel isn't going to be for like at least 2 or 3 years. It's going to be a while probably. I imagine, maybe not, but I think I might go with Cyberpunk to be honest, just because like that was definitely what got the biggest reaction out of me was seeing that Keanu reveal. And I'm also just like super looking forward to that game. So I think oddly enough, even though I loved Nintendo at E3, I might still go with Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I could see that. You seem pretty hyped for the game, and it looks great.
Yeah.
For me, I have to go with the Final Fantasy VII remake. Despite again, I don't like that it's episodic, but I was really hyped watching like all the new footage of it, and much like what you said, James, that it really helped alleviate my worries about the actual the battle system. And I don't know, I think it looks amazing, and it's really made me like I'm thinking like it might not make sense to get a PS4, but I'm really thinking I might want to try to get one on like a Black Friday sale if I can for really cheap.
Yeah.
But I really like Final Fantasy VII has got to be the one I'm most. Maybe it's because I'm playing the game on the channel right now, so it's all fresh. But it just looks so good, It's a nice relief because I've been worried about this remake for a long time and worrying that they're going to screw it up. But it looks like they're doing a good job. And like much like you, Steven, with Phantasy Star Online, I've been wanting a remake of this game since I played it. So. The fact that it's finally happening and it actually looks really good is really hype for me.
Yeah, it's still kind of weird. Like, it's still kind of hard to believe. Like, if I went back even like 5 years ago and told myself that this was happening, I probably just wouldn't have believed myself.
Same.
Yeah.
The only thing that could be on par with this would be like a Chrono Trigger remake. I think that's the only thing I can think of that might even exceed it.
Yeah, that or a Final Fantasy VI remake would be cool too.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Votes.
What's that?
So I think that's it, guys? Should we call it quits?
Yeah, I got to be to work in 10 minutes.
Give up the ghost?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to be at work in half an
hour.
So, yeah. Probably a good time. It was great chatting with you guys. It was a great discussion.
Yeah.
So I feel
Right back at you guys.
I had a great time. Thanks for doing it, both of you guys. And also, just I really enjoyed E3, and it was fun to talk about it.
Yeah, this was great. E3.
Same here.
Hopefully.
Yeah, especially as someone who's.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry,
I was
Dan.
just gonna say, hopefully my internet will get better and I'll have video next time. So sorry everyone about that.
It's it is what it is. Not to worry. Just as someone who lately has becoming a lot more cynical, I think this was a really welcome breath of fresh air. So I'm really glad that it happened, and it was great talking about it. Just kind of actually feeling excited as opposed to, this usual corporations. Yeah.
I feel the exact same way, Steven.
Yeah.
There's a lot of games to look forward to. I mean, really, there's more games now that are coming out that I could possibly play or like really even get feasibly, from a financial standpoint. So that's a nice feeling,
Yeah, it is. There's just such a wealth of games now. It's crazy.
Yeah, and also like not even we didn't even brush on the fact that Super Mario Maker 2 is coming out in a couple weeks, and like there's a whole bunch of other stuff we didn't even touch that we could just go on and on about.
Yeah.
Well, maybe in another chat, I'd be happy to if you guys want to. So
sure.
Yeah, I've been thinking of like maybe doing some kind of a podcast on a regular basis. So if you guys would be into that, maybe we'll talk about that.
I'd be down.
Oh, I'm always down. I love talking.
I like talking about games, that's for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
Well,
all right. Love you, boys.
Thanks,
Talk
guys.
soon.
All right. Peace out, everyone.
Bye, guys.